The management of a new high-rise apartment complex in West Lafayette is responding to complaints from tenants. Several hundred Purdue students say they had to stay in hotels because their units were not finished before the semester started. Star City's Nina Schlossberg was at the hub and has more on the story.
Students were finally able to move into their apartments at the hub on State Street on Saturday. But many of the tenants I talked to say they are still upset and they don't believe they exactly got what they paid for. And that's because many parts of the building are still under construction.
Even though we don't have all the facilities that they promised, we're still paying full rent.
Jawan Lee came to West Lafayette from Pittsburgh for a postdoctoral training program at Purdue. She says moving for her was a nightmare.
August 1st, which is 11 days before the move-in date, I got an email saying that the move-in date was going to be delayed 5 days.
Lee says the company that owns Hub, Core Spaces, offered to pay up to $150 a night for hotel expenses until students could move in. But she says hotels around the area were too expensive because it was move-in week at Purdue.
I was able to reach out for help in a student page on Facebook, and then and find housing at a room at apartment with some students.
Lee says she was finally able to move into her apartment on the 17th, but she still was disappointed.
Like, my apartment didn't have a mattress, like the thermostat didn't work in other apartments, so there was no AC for people. People were missing a sofa, my bathroom was dirty.
Lee took the situation to City Hall. West Lafayette Mayor John Dennis says Purdue students are citizens and the city will try to help them.
Well, our team's going to be speaking with her, trying to get a statement to find out what points we actually have to investigate, where our authority begins and ends, and then if there's nothing that we can do, but there might be something another branch could do, another area could do, then we'll go ahead and forward that information to them.
West Lafayette Director of Development Eric Carlson says the move-in date was delayed because the building wasn't safe enough to pass city inspection.
There were elevator issues, there were fire alarm issues, it was not at a point where it could be safely inhabited by anybody.
Carlson says this case will be forwarded to the state attorney general's office. Core Spaces referred me to some tenants who say they feel the compensations are fair and that they had a positive experience moving in.
We didn't have to wait in line in our car. We didn't have to do it all ourselves. There were tons of movers there helping. So we went up in one trip, took maybe 10-15 minutes, and we were all set.
They'll be paying us for any rent that we would have been paying for that week that we've been offered. We'll also be refunded for the hotel time, and we'll also get some just reimbursement generally for any other expenses.
In a statement, Core Spaces acknowledges that the occupancy certificate wasn't obtained until Saturday, and move-ins began that evening. Also, the company says it pulled in maintenance and support staff from other offices as well as electricians and plumbers to handle tenant requests. In West Lafayette, Nina Schlossberg, Star City News.